Hello and welcome to the Gamers Without Borders Cosplay Contest. My name is Banks and I am your host, and today we're going to put your sense of skill, style and creativity to the test. The passion within this subculture of gaming and fashion is truly enormous. We have an independently selected jury of industry professionals to judge almost 100 cosplayers as they hit the stage. From these contestants, the judges will choose just 20 to advance to the finals, where our winner will donate to a charity of their choice. An incredible opportunity to aid the vaccine rollout to battle COVID-19. So, without further ado, it is time to meet our cosplay experts.
Hello everyone, my name is Rian Siwaidi and I'm cosplayer from Indonesia. I started cosplay since 2009. It's been 12 years. And I really love cosplay competition, and I do some international cosplay competition like World Cosplay Summit, and I got the first place in 2016 for Indonesia, and then Polymanga Globalizer 2018 in Switzerland, and I got third place for Indonesia. Then the last competition I do in Magic Monaco 2019, 2019. And I got the first place, and I used a Goku Super Saiyan 4 in that time. That's my favorite costume actually. So, and now I cannot wait to watch the top 20 favorite entrants. Let's see.
Cześć! Hello everyone, my name is Shapi, I'm a cosplayer from Poland and one of the judges for today's contest. I have been cosplaying for over 12 years now, and cosplay is not only my passion, but also I'm blessed to call it my profession. I'm honestly so excited to be able to watch and learn more about those amazing creations made by our talented cosplayers who participated in our contest.
Hello everyone, I am Kasara. I am one of the judges for this contest and I am a cosplayer from Germany. I cosplay already since a very long time, since 2004. That was like the beginning years of cosplay in my country, and cosplay developed so much over all those years, and I still love it. I still love doing it so much.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. My name is Saud, also known as Vega Cosplay, and welcome to my humble workshop. Yes, trust me, this is the cleanest one. This is the cleanest area of my workshop. I know. And what else? I keep this guy to scare the cats because they love to eat the EBA foam I have around here. So it works actually. They never even consider entering the room now. Anyway, yes, Gamers Without Borders. I'm loving it, really. Like the idea of making like a huge cosplay charity event is just a huge, like a big step really in both directions, in the event genre in general and in cosplay scene. So I was honored to be a part of the jury panel with my fellow esteemed cosplayers. It was really hard to come up with the 20 finalists. But wow, well done everyone. Best of luck. Hope you enjoy the rest.
It is now time for our judges to pick their top 20 cosplayers. A truly difficult decision that I'm extremely happy I don't have to make, but that is why they're here.
Wow, that's amazing, man. The wings is really good. The proportion is really good too. I love it so much. The detail of the sword is really nice.
That's really cool.
We basically checking the costume picture, like you see right here, and there is the reference in the video and different shots. Like I'm loving the details, like the smallest details. You can zoom in and check things, which is very helpful given the facts. There's so many.
I love these side-by-side comparisons. Like you see all the details and wow, she did all of them. Oh, here's from the front. Wow, the shape of the skirt, it's awesome. And all the glitter, it looks so shiny, so elegant. And it must have taken forever to make.
Whoa. I like the mask. This is really impressive. This is really impressive. Whoa. Wow.
Is this even a photo? It looks like it's from the game. Wow, look at the wig. And this material looks so good. It looks so authentic. Damn, like, there's so many details. I don't even know where I should start looking.
Our judges have made their decisions, so let's take a closer look at their choices and who will be battling it out for the main prize. It's time to meet our finalists. First up, we have Ceslo Maker.
Hi, I'm Celso Peçanha from Cosplay Maker, and I'm a product designer. I'm from Brazil, I'm 35 years old, and I've been working on cosplays for about 5 years. I used to work for companies working on designs for shops and stores. But I was not fulfilled with my creativity there, and I started working only on cosplay for the last few years. I game a lot. I've been gaming since I was a kid, and it's basically the only thing I do that I really like to do. I really do like games in first-person point of view because they get me right into the character. Borderlands do a great job of making a fun game and an entertaining game at the same time with a lot of action. That's why I chose this character. So I worked on this costume for about 5 months. A few challenges I had to overcome during the manufacturing of this cosplay. First, that I wanted to keep in a hard shell aesthetic from the cosplay. I mean, like, fabrics shouldn't look like fabric. I wanted them to look hard and cartoonish as possible. So many of the parts, it's not fabric. This is like paper with glue that I tried to make look like fabric. I did 100% of the cosplay. Like, this coat is an old coat that I had since childhood, and I glued EVA foam and a lot of things in it to make it look like Flex cosplay. The backpack, it's made of cardboard with EVA foam in it. This costume is actually now very important to me because it's the first major creation that I did. I think I did a great job with the paint job in these costumes, translating very well the aesthetic of the cell shading from Borderlands into real life. Cosplay is turning something really big and important in my life. I'm trying to work and make a profession out of it, and every achievement I get drives me to try harder every time. I found myself as an artist in the cosplay community, and it's been a big change in my life.
Next up, we have Yevgeny Alexandrov, or better known as Slade.
Hello to everyone. I work as an engineer at the university and cosplay is my hobby. But it takes up a very large part of my life. I have been doing cosplay for 7 years. Since childhood, I love to create something with my own hands, and now I can do anything. From nothing, you create a dream. It's incredible. Yes, I have been playing since early childhood and started the most old school games. I love the RTS genre, as there you can create cities and apply non-standard tactics in battle. I created the costume completely on my own for 9 to 10 months. This suit is almost entirely made of genuine leather with hand embossed. The head is made of warbler and covered with fur. The suit is incredibly labor-intensive and took countless hours of hand embossing and stitching everything together. For this, 4,000 holes were made by hand. I was looking for an image that I like and that at the same time was extremely complex. I only make the characters that are important to me that I want, not just because they are popular. I really love the Assassin's Creed series of games and really wanted to find an unusual character from this particular game. Why is the suit the best? A modest question. This cosplay is unique, both in the choice of the character and in the technique of performance. There is no second such. What's the strongest thing about a presentation? I think that only the jury can objectively answer this question.
And now it's time to meet For Honor Props.
Hey guys, I'm Chris from Germany, and about myself, I'm an engineer currently, and cosplay is just a hobby for me. And I started 2018 with cosplaying as I saw a very famous cosplayer, and at this time I was playing For Honor and The Witcher, and I just thought it's a cool idea to have a suit, and I wanted to combine this engineering and wanted to go all in and wanted to look like the exact copy of the game, and this is how everything started. And yeah, I'm a gamer by myself since 20 years, and it's a little dream came true, and let's see how far I get. Yeah, let's talk about the costume itself. It took me 10 until 11 months to complete it, but as I already said, it's just a hobby for me. Yeah, the most parts are 3D printed, especially the armor parts and some details. Also the breastplate is printed, and the vest, belt, and the shoes and so on are made out of leather. And the really hardest part was to do the armor for the right arm, because the game model doesn't fit the reality, so I had to cut some stuff to make it work. Yeah, and also the helmet was a little bit hard to do because it's steel. Why my costume is the best? At first, there's always someone who's better in the world, but why it isn't bad is because the high amount of details and of course accuracy. I would say it's a 95% accuracy according to the game. Of course, I used 3D print, but you also have to keep in mind it took me 10 years as an engineer to learn the 3D modeling software and so on. And that's the reason why I can do this high level of details.
And now we have Gerard Jansen Anthony.
Hello, my name is Gerard. I'm from Indonesia. I started cosplaying when I am 15 years old, and now I'm a costume maker. I'm an active person in the competition, and I'm really excited about this competition. And the thing that makes me really like a cosplay is because I like to perform on stage, and I can be all character what I like. I'm not a gamer, but I'm quite like a playing game because the design of character or a side of story of the character. For now, I like playing Mobile Legends. For make this costume, I took 1 month, and for basic costume material, I use foam, P-foam, and vinyl leather. And for painting, I use acrylic paint and car paint. For me, the thing they're quite difficult for this costume is coloring, because I want to make this costume look realistic. So I take more time to paint. I like this character because like Frankenstein, half human and half robot. Every character costume that I make is a character I like, so I put everything into making process because I want to make the character look like life.
It's Infiltratorn.
Hi, my name is Joanna and I'm from Poland. Welcome to my workshop. Besides being a hobbyist cosplayer, I also study graphic arts at the Academy of Fine Arts in Warsaw. So besides being a cosplayer, I'm also an artist. I enjoy playing video games in my free time. I like games like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, role-playing games or action games like Assassin's Creed. I also enjoy Hellblade, of course, which is why I chose Senua for my cosplay for this competition. And cosplay for me is something like magical, that I can become some character that I admire, that I feel a bond with, and I love it about cosplay. I spent around 3 months making this costume, and I think its strongest parts are the details that I put in it and how historically accurate I try to make it look. For the headband I used Worbla to make it look like real leather, because I don't use leather or fur in my costumes. This dress is made out of leather and hand-painted fabric. The mirror is also made out of Worbla. It is also working as a mirror, and I use a heat gun on the mirror foil to make it look like polished iron mirrors, which were used in the Middle Ages, so it's more historically accurate. And I also think my makeup does the job, because I try to make it as realistic as possible with all the bruising, all the dirt in the right places. And of course, my sword, which is pretty detailed, I'd say. I love it, and it's made out of balsa wood and Worbla. I think the strongest part of my presentation is how I tried to make everything as close to the reference as humanly possible, and I try to capture all the details that creators put in this character. And I have to say, I spent a lot of time making this costume, and I'm very proud of it.
Please welcome to the top 20, Ju Tsukino.
Hello sailors, this is Ju Tsukino and I'm saying hi from the beautiful sunny Italy. I started doing cosplay when I was about 14-15 years old, and I started as a hobby and soon became a kind of a business. When I used to go to conventions, people start to asking, "Oh, nice costume, who did your costume?" And I said, "I did my costume," like a super happy face. And they say, "Oh, of course, can you do it for me?" I say, yeah, of course. If you paid, of course I can do it for you. And it's kind of in a kind of a joke way. It kind of became a business. But I'm still like a super otaku enthusiastic since the very beginning. I used to read mangas, watch animes, play video games, and after a lot of years, I'm still watching animes, playing video games a lot lately, a lot of Genshin Impact, and watching animes, and I still read a lot of manga. And the hobby that started so long ago, it became a business, and now I work as a full-time cosmaker, and I would like to show a little bit of my work.
Now it's time to meet Kez Cosplay.
Hi, I'm Kez Cosplay from Germany, and cosplay is my beloved hobby for over a decade right now. I'm enthusiastic to create and bring to life my most favorite characters from TV shows, movies, and of course video games. I do not make costumes just for myself, but also for my fiancé Marcel, who is modeling our contest entry this time, and he will be Eivor from Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Gaming was a thing in my life since my teenage years. I think it started with Diablo 2 and went on with Warcraft. And yes, it was Warcraft and not World of Warcraft. I'm an RTS girl. The love for games never stopped ever since, and I think my most favorite game of all times is God of War 4, even though we spent quite some time in England and enjoyed Assassin's Creed Valhalla too. Let's talk about the costume. To create all of this Eivor cosplay, it took me about 7 months to create everything. From the materials, I tried to use as much as natural materials as possible, so everything you see is real leather. It is a real Iceland sheep I got from an organic farmer. I just added the white strains with a toothbrush and acrylics. All the textile parts are made from linen. The pant, by the way, is the only thing I bought, but I had to recolor it, add seams, add the leather yarn, and of course a heavy weathering. A thing I'm very proud of are the heavy blind stitchings I made for the tunic to have no visible seams to match the reference. So you see you have no stitches here and also on the inside of the sleeve. Talking about the props, we made the 3D print files for the shield by ourselves and decided to buy the 3D print files for the details here and for the belt from a Dutch cosplayer who sold his own files to fund his Eivor cosplay. I printed it, I primed it, I painted it, weathered it and everything. But the files are from this Dutch cosplayer and I think it's really cool to support him like that. This is my little wig helper. The wig was also a bit of a challenge because you had to find a base wig that had enough hair for the full dreadlocks on the top, but not to look too poofy in the end, so I had to thin it out a bit. And for the side cut of Eivor, I just had the opportunity to cut away a part of the wig and cover the seam by the braids that are here from the reference anyway, because Marcel is sporting a buzz cut in real life, so I didn't have to fake the skin here. As you will see, he is the most perfect Viking in our household and I wouldn't have it any other way. What makes this entry a high-tier top cosplay is actually the combination of various techniques. We have a lot of leatherwork sewing, natural materials were used, wig styling, prop making, 3D print meeting, foam work, and of course also a big challenge in makeup and even the beard style. So it is an overall amazing project that I'm very, very proud of and I hope you see it the same way.
Now welcome cosplayer KJC Jun.
Hello everyone. First, let I introduce myself. My name is Jun, or you can call my name as KGC. I'm a cosplayer, also costume maker. For me, cosplay is my hobby first, and my job for the current times. Besides, I'm also the gamer. My favorite game is Mobile Legends. I really like this game because this game have many characters like multiplayer online games, Battle Arena, and have nice and sharp for the graphic. I work for this costume around the beginning of the year, around February 2021 until April 2021. Yes, I think most difficult part of my costume is LED running, and then mini portable smoke gun, and find the proportion of totally for the costume. The my material I'm use is foam, and then from my costume pants is from latex. And then the reason I chose this character because this game character I really like and use many time in the game, and from the old skin I really like this version. Thank you. By the way, for this character, especially for the weapon, I made two versions. First version is basic weapon and the second is main weapon from this character. I think this character is very interesting from the shape and the model. For the strongest and most important of my costume is LED running and mini smoke gun. For LED top in the costume I made from hard plastic material. I think from my opinion this part is very hard for me, a bit hard, because I try until 3 times fail, and the last I get the structure for the LED top and put on my costume for place LED running. Thank you.
Congratulations for making the top 20, K-Maker.
Hello everyone, my name is Caio. I'm a prop maker from Brazil and I want to talk some things about me. Cosplay is not a hobby for me. It's my work, it's my job. Well, I made things for movies, series, theaters, and other things you can imagine. I play video games all my life, but have two games I want to talk more for you. This game is World of Warcraft. I'm a big fan for this game, for Blizzard. I made some cosplays about this game and League of Legends. But my cosplay here is from World of Warcraft. I chose made a cosplay from World of Warcraft because this is my favorite game. I love the history, I love the characters, I love the items, I love the armor and every kind of things in this game. For this cosplay I used a lot of material, but the principal material I used here is EVA foam. You can see it here. This is my helmet. You can see the gem, the armor, the details. It's very difficult to build it. To build that cosplay I spent 7 months and a lot of money. Because to make a cosplay in my country is very expensive. But I'm here to prove that I can make a beautiful costume and with high details and high quality with the very most popular materials we can use in a cosplay. And here is the example. The strongest part for my cosplay is the symmetry, the higher details, the construction and the power of the light. For the Alliance!
Hello, my name is Rita, but I go by Karen online. I'm a photographer but been cosplaying as a hobby for about 10 years. I always loved painting, sewing and sculpting since I was little, so being able to combine it all, then wearing and showing it off in a costume really makes me love this hobby. I always loved playing and watching games, but mostly RPGs such as Monster Hunter and any Soulsborne games. As I mentioned, I love the Dark Souls series, and Artorias was always one of my favorite bosses. It took me about 3 months and a lot of figuring out all of the details and patterns on the costume. It is mostly made out of EVA foam, making it really comfortable and light to wear. It has some chainmail that I weaved, and most importantly a lot of weathering and battle damage to make it look as close as possible to the character and straight out of the game. The story of my Artorias always stood out to me, plus I always wanted to look like a tall guy in an armor, so I really loved on how this costume came out. I'm overjoyed on how this costume looks on me. It is proportional to my body and really makes me look like the character, and it being so light and movable makes me be able to act and move just like Artorias does. Hopefully you like my cosplay as much as I do.
Time to meet Loose Cosplay.
It took me around a month to create my project. And I started from the sewing parts and then got to the painting on the kimonos. I painted them all by hand and then add some fabric flowers to it. Then we got to the 3D parts, where like the mask and the hairpin. They were projected in 3D by my boyfriend, and then we printed them. And then I put all the kimonos together and add the fur on my shoulder. Made in foam and some metal wire all the little bones that she has around the shoulder. After that, I styled the wig and put some white strands to make her look exactly like the reference, and put on my leg the acrylic tattoo. I choose Izanami from Aura Kingdom as my project because I'm a huge Aura Kingdom fan, and she is so beautiful and her character is so amazing with all the kimonos, and she's a necromancer that got me really into her. So why should my cosplay be the best? It's not up to me to say this, but what I can say for sure is that I did my best. What I can tell is that I put so much passion, fun. I love it to connect some different techniques and put them all together in a project. And for all the judges, well, have fun, because you have a very hard job, I'm sure about it. I hope you will like my work, because in my opinion, it's not about being the best, but doing your best. So, I hope you enjoy.
Welcome, Luna Petronella.
Hi, my name is Luna Petronella and I'm here in this competition with my cosplay of Zelda from The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I'm very happy to compete and I wish everyone good luck. I used to work at a theater where I did like makeup for actors, and right now I'm looking for a more stable job due to the corona crisis. Cosplay is more of a hobby than it is a job, but it recently has turned into a job since I have gotten more and more opportunities to work actually for brands. When you put on the cosplay, you just really feel your fantasy and then it's like lots of fun. So I think the whole roleplay aspect of cosplay is what's the most fun for me. Am I a gamer? Yes, I would say so. Back then, actually in 2011, I did my first cosplay because of the game The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And I got introduced to the cosplay community and I was thinking to myself, hey, Link is pretty cool, so why shouldn't I try to make a cosplay from him? And that's how this whole thing started. What games do I like the most? I think I usually tend to the games of Nintendo. I really like The Legend of Zelda, obviously. I've grew up with them, so they are like a childhood thing for me. But I also really enjoy Pokemon and also games like Bayonetta, which are hack and slash. It's just a lot of fun to me, especially with the RPG genre in The Legend of Zelda and with the hack and slash combo mechanism in Bayonetta, which I really enjoy. And also just Pokemon, I mean, because it's Pokemon. Who doesn't like Pokemon? Well, for the main dress, for the white main dress, I used a bridal satin, and for the jewelry pieces and for the armor, I used a mixture of foam, warbler, resin, milliput, and also modeling paste. I think I had a lot of big challenges with this costume, but I think the biggest one was actually making the crown and the pauldrons fit to my body perfectly and comfortably. I chose this character slash costume because The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is my most favorite Zelda game ever made. I remember back then when the designs of Zelda were released, I was falling in love with her. This game has such a mature art style and I've never seen a Zelda looking this elegant and so mature, so I was really falling in love with the design and I just really wanted to make this cosplay. Of course this character is important to me. It's my childhood game and I just love it. Well, I don't think there's a definite best because we all put so much heart blood into our work, especially if you make it yourself. You spend hours, weeks, years to make this cosplay. What I can say for sure is that I really like how much this cosplay actually taught me and how much it actually made me step out of my comfort zone to learn certain things. So I was forced to learn certain new things and I'm really proud that I pushed through and finished it and in the end was like, yeah, I did that and I learned something new. So I think that's what I like the most about my cosplay.
Battling their way into the top 20, it's Melee Cosplay.
Hi, I'm Melee Cosplay and I'm a French cosplayer. I make cosplay for 7 years now and in my daily life I'm a student in communication. What do I love the most about cosplay? Maybe meeting people. Most of my friends and even my boyfriend, I met them through cosplay. But I also really liked all the creative part. I love the pride you can get when you finish the costume after several months of work. It's so cool. And when I think that when I started, I never even held a cutter in my hand, I think that yes, I can be proud. And that's also what I like in cosplay, all the personal development that it brings. Apart from cosplay, I really like animals and video games. My favorite games are Pokemon and Red Dead Redemption. I spend way too many time on these games. This cosplay is an armor inspired by the Pokemon Rapidash. I think that Pokemon is a good way to have very original and cool costume design and also really interesting costume to work with. As I really like Rapidash, I wanted to make a cosplay of it, but I couldn't really find a design that I liked. So I decided to create my own design with my poor drawing skills. And since it was an important project for me, I decided to really take my time on it. So it took me 6 months to finish the whole costume. I really wanted to make it as detailed and as clean as possible. I made the whole costume out of Worbla because it's a material I love to work with. I think that the biggest challenge on this costume was to create the Ponyta and Galupa sculptures on the hip armor and also the priming. I put at least 7 layers on each part of the costume so the armor is as clean and smooth as possible. I think that the best in my cosplay is the cleanliness. As I said, I spend way too many time to make sure it looks very smooth and clean and all. My goal was also to make a really detailed costume so it looks very, you know, precious. I also really liked the painting I did on this costume. I had no idea what I was doing, but it turned out pretty well, so that's nice. I'm really proud of the fact that I did all the gradients by hand on the flames and also all the shiny look on the details.
Rummaging their way into the top 20, it's Mighty Raccoon.
Hi everyone, I'm Alice, also known as Mighty Raccoon, and I've been doing cosplay for many years already. And I would say that this is my main passion and likely a lifestyle for me. Most of my costumes are from video games because I'm mostly inspired by the games and they fascinate me, they charm me. I want to contribute to these wonderful universes, to these wonderful worlds, and I do it with my cosplay. Thank you so much for your attention to my entry, and I am happy that I got a chance to participate in this contest. I hope that everyone who joined it will enjoy it to the most, and good luck to everyone on the tournament. So it all started when I've been playing this game this February. I was so deeply inspired. I started by using natural leather and using sweater and texturing every single detail. It took really a lot of time. I stopped streaming, I stopped doing anything I usually do, and every single day for a couple of months I've been, for a month and a half I guess, I've been doing this costume. A lot of parts which look like leather, like these ones, they are actually made of foam. The rest of the costume is indeed leather, like the body and the egg leather for the leggings and for the gloves. So the hardest part of the costume was firstly getting the armor color right. A complicated part was the chainmail and deciding on what kind of chainmail we're going to use. I think that I mostly enjoyed editing the details. For the character, I think that the main point of the Dragon Age games are the characters. You know, about saying why my costume is the best, I don't think that there is such thing as a best costume. It's probably just a matter of tastes and a matter of, I don't know, luck maybe, because I'm pretty sure that all the costumes are going to be amazing, and I want to support the friendly mood in the cosplay community. That's why I think that there are no such thing as a best costume. That's just like a costume which managed to impress the most, and well, I don't know, I worked really hard on this one, so I hope it will manage to impress you.
It's time to meet Panterona.
Hello everybody, my name is Panterona Cosplay, and I am a cosplayer from the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, which is in the Caribbean. I've been cosplaying for more than 17 years, and for most of those 17 years I've been cosplaying just as a hobby, but over the past year I actually have been cosplaying full time. What is it I love the most about cosplay? I love that cosplay gives you the ability to become anyone or anything that you want to be. Am I a gamer? Yes, I am. I play a wide variety of games. When I started gaming, I played a lot of fighting games. You name the fighting game, I probably have already played it. So I played a lot of Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Rival Schools, Bloody Roar. But as I've gotten older, I tend to play a lot of RPGs. So right now, I'm playing more World of Warcraft and Genshin Impact. How long have I been working on this costume? I've been working on this costume every single day for 4 months, from 8 a.m. in the morning to 12 midnight. What fabrics and materials did I use? I used basically everything. Aside from the normal materials such as fabrics and Worbla and craft foam, I also used some unconventional materials such as spaghetti, macaroni, fettuccine, and something we call sago, but you may know it as tapioca pearls, which is used to make porridge. There's also a windshield wiper in this costume. What was the biggest challenge for me while making this costume? Basically engineering the moving spiral to move independently of me while still being connected to my body, because I'm actually able to walk while that spins around me. And why did I choose this character and this costume? I think it's because not a lot of people know about Neptulon, and I really wanted the opportunity to flex my wings, so to speak, creatively. I think my costume should win because it's a costume that truly pushes the boundaries of what cosplay could be in this day and age. It introduces a lot of engineering, creativity, and ingenuity into a costume build that has never been done before and that has never been seen before. Not only does the base move completely independently of the person in it, but the entire thing lights up as well. I mean, how cool is that?
Welcome to the Top 20, Sui.
Hi, I'm Sue. I'm cosplayer from Russia, and I'm machine building engineer. But a year ago, I decided to be a prop maker. I like doing complex cosplay to try new technique and materials. Armor, wings, tails, all of this arouses my admiration. I like to play different video games. My favorite game is League of Legends, Mario or Terraria. All of them I can play with my friends or myself. It's very fun.
I have been making this costume about 400 hours. I used lycra, satin and leather to make this. For the armor and hard part of my suit, I used Eva clay, and various plastic for 3D printing and plexiglass. The most difficult part turned out to designing 3D parts for my suit and adapting details to my body size. The character looks like a cyborg with complex moving parts and a tail. Seems to me too interesting to do this.
I make my costume as similar to the character as possible.
The presentation becomes spectacular due to the lightning and the smoke machine, which I can turn on by bending my arm.
I made all the details of my costume by myself, even shoes and a wig serve only as a base.
Bringing some spice into the competition, it's Samir Tikka Masala.
Hi, I'm Samir Bundela and I'm a cosplayer from India. I also work as a freelance artist and I design and fabricate costumes and props and armors for TV shows, movies and events. I have been cosplaying for over 10 years, and even though I cosplay only as a hobby, it's how I've learned most of the things that I use in my actual day job. I love traveling and I love meeting people from different cultures, and that's also the reason why I love taking part in cosplay competitions, because then I get to travel to all these wonderful conventions and get to meet the best of the crafters and cosplayers from all these different places. and it never fails to amaze me how welcoming and loving cosplayers are, no matter where they are from. And that's my favorite thing about cosplay. As for gaming, I have been a gamer all my life, ever since I started playing games as a kid on the NES. I love playing all kinds of games, but definitely my favorite and preferred genre is multiplayer, where I spend most of my time and money. I love MOBAs like Dota and Smite being the game where my cosplay is from, and I also love playing shooters like CSGO and Apex Legends. The character I'm cosplaying is called Ares, and he's from the game called Smite, which is one of my favorite multiplayers. The reason I chose this character is because I have always been a huge mythology and history buff, and I've always loved Spartan armors and designs. And when I saw the design in game, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I knew that I had to try and make it. The cosplay took me close to 2 months to make. The costume has a lot of tricky parts, but one of the most difficult challenge for me was getting the proportions right. The character in game is huge. He has superhuman proportions, and I don't. So the biggest challenge for me was to scale each part in a way that so as to maintain that illusion of someone larger than life. And one of the most fun ways that I was able to do so was by making fake feet. The character in game is wearing sandals and his toes are visible. So I 3D modeled and printed fake toes, which I then stuck with the oversized sandals, and when you put those sandals with the whole overall costume, it really gives that illusion of a larger than life person. Another really tricky part of the costume were the crest on the helmet. The real Spartan armor had horsehair for their crest, but because in the game the dimensions of the crest is very exaggerated, it's almost 2 feet in height, no hair would stand that tall, so I had to try out a lot of different materials before I finally settled on making the crest with the strands of a normal household broom. The sword and the shields had a lot of detail on them, but I had a lot of fun making them. For all the detailing on the cloth parts, I basically digitized all the designs that I saw in the reference images, and then I got it machine embroidered on the cloth. The reason I think my cosplay is one of the best in the competition is because of the amount of detail and the level of finish I was able to achieve, and also how similar the final output looks to the character and the reference inside the game, which led to a lot of people online actually calling my cosplay fake, which I always take as a huge compliment. And whoever saw the cosplay, no matter if they knew the character or the game, they were always impressed by how larger than life and majestic the character looked, which I'm actually really proud of.
Please welcome Samui-san.
Hello guys, I'm Samui-san. I used to play a lot in my childhood of dressing up in costume for the characters. And the events didn't even exist here in Brazil. And today I've been cosplay for 13 years and it has become my profession. I love what I do. And I love building things, turning in simple material into cosplay. I love robot characters, and Israel was a dream come true in cosplay. I took 1 year planning what to do on it, and the 4 months doing it, it was pure fun. It was the first time using Arduino and electronic circuits. I want to individually control each part of the armor, so inside the cannon there are 9 buttons that I trigger whatever I want during my presentation. The armor is made EVA fun and painted with acrylic paint. The backpack and the cannon were my biggest breathing challenges. 3 Arduinos, 90 buttons, 4 batteries, 300 LEDs, 7 servo motors, 20 meters wire running inside the suit and armor. The glasses have 16 LEDs and 2 colors and control speed. I love how I can interact with this cosplay with the all electronic effects in it. Time for the real demonstration!
Reinitiating pulse fire systems.
No way!
Pulse fire systems reactivated.
Let's do this!
Our next contender is Sike Cosplay.
Hi, my name is Sike. I am a French cosplayer since 2007. For a living, I am a textile designer or costume designer, more recently for movies. Cosplay is sometimes a job, but it's not my full-time job for the moment. And what I like the most into cosplay is that it's always a good way to challenge myself, to create some new stuff, to improve techniques and new techniques, discover new fabric, new materials. It's very interesting also the stage parts, creating a stage performance and to perform. It's part of what I like the most into cosplay. So it's a really complete hobby. I cannot stop. I was a gamer when I was younger, but I have to make a choice between cosplay or gaming. When I was young, my favorite license were Super Mario, Mario Kart, Final Fantasy. And today, the video game I like the most is Cyberpunk, Diablo. I have a crush on Genshin Impact 2, Summoner's War, and Hearthstone. The fabrics I use for this costume are a lycra printed fabric for the black part, and the white part is a satin duchesse printed too. I create the printed design and invoice it to factory to print the exact images I send it. All of the armor parts are in EVA form. And I use a transparent EVA form for the light LED parts. For the LED, I all did myself and it was very difficult. It's not my cup of tea, but I enjoy a lot to put some light in. I put it on the shield and on the club. I like a lot this character for tons of reasons. First, she's a powerful character in the video game. She's very strong, she's badass, she's beautiful too. I love the design. I really want my cosplay to be the best. It's impossible to tell because it's not my job of jury to tell that. So I'm sure other contestants are very good costumes too, but I can say that I'm very proud of what I did there. It was a big challenge for me, a huge challenge in a very short amount of time. So for me, it's a success because I think I really look like the character of Jeanne. It was interesting to change the proportion from a very tiny character with big head to a normal human bodies. I really hope the jury will see that. Also the makeup work, the wig job and everything to really look like Jeanne. I really hope you will like it, and I really wanted to thank a lot Gamer Without Borders for this competition. I'm so happy to take part about it. Thank you.
And last but not least, Smirka.
Hi, my name is Kate and I'm here because I have the best hobby in the world: cosplay and gaming. I have a full-time job actually. I'm an HR manager and I'm a talent manager, but when I have a free time, I'm 100% gamer and a cosplayer. I'm making cosplay since 2015 and I'm playing games since 1995. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. So that's not just a hobby for me, but that's a lifestyle. And everything that I have in my life because of games and a cosplay, and that's pretty cool. And that's why I don't want to stop, and I'm here to show you one of my projects. Why this costume is best? Well, because for me, this cosplay is like a child. I put a lot of love in it. I put all my knowledges. I was trying as hard as I can to create something that will make people happy when I see it. So, I'm his mom. I love him. I love him very much. For me, he's best.
So you have now met our top 20. Who has the skill, the creativity, and the poise to win our competition? You'll have to find out on the next episode of the Cosplay Contest here on Gamers Without Borders. See you then, and remember, no one left behind.